Hey, my name is Joe Barnett, and I'm in Springfield, Ohio right now. And I want to talk to you about some of the things that we face, not things, but how you can deal with them for a more positive way, as opposed to some other things such as self-harm, suicide, some other things that people do, drug use, all that other stuff. Some other things that people face in life are bullies, stress, having troubles trying to find whatever they're looking for, and it just causes so much problems. And their way of getting out of these problems is things such as like cutting, burning, boozing, making themselves throw up, or skipping a meal or two just to be skinnier, or sometimes they'll even go to drug use just to take some of the edge off. And it all starts out as just a small thing that you think you can stop anytime, but it's never the case. It starts out small, and it always leads to something big. There's no way that it's going to stay small. Somebody who cuts, it starts out with 1 or 2 cuts a week, maybe, to the point that it is from one point of their arm to the other, in their entire form. Or somebody who may be like, using anemia as a way to solve their problems. It start out maybe like throwing up maybe once a week just to lose that few extra pounds, and they just start to have that as their one way to feel good, and it's every night, every meal. And they're not getting the nutrition they need, and they get thinner, and they refuse because it's a mental disorder, and they won't accept the fact that you need the help until they can finally see it, which may sometimes it comes too late. That's just a fact of life that people have to deal with. But you can always help people deal with it, and you can always find help dealing with it if you're the one that needs the help. I mean, obviously, if you're thinking that you need the help right now, you've accepted the fact that you need the help. And that's the first step to actually get better and make your life better. I mean, there's always a better way to deal with your problems. If you're having troubles in the workplace, like you're having troubles with your job, somebody's bothering you, or you just can't even find a job for that matter, you're not gonna get a job by doing something to yourself that's gonna like make your life just worse. That's not gonna help your chances of getting a job or anything. Okay? The best way to get a job easier is to go out and just look. Never give up. Just keep looking for that job. If there's somebody at the school at wherever you're at, that's your problem, and they won't leave you alone. Cutting yourself or skipping meals, making yourself throw up, or using drugs are not going to be any way to get that person to leave you alone. They will constantly mess with you. The best way to get them to leave you alone is to just turn the other shoulder, make them feel as insecure around you as you do around them, just whatever, but never ever use violence as a solution. No violence towards them, towards yourself, towards some other person. Just no violence, but turn it all around. Sorry. If, let's say you're having troubles with somebody else, and it's not because they're bullying you or anything, it's just, like, let's say you're a guy, and you're trying to get a girl to like you. You're not going to get her to like you by making yourself throw up or doing drugs and stuff. Be kind to her. Show her you care about her, okay? Best way ever. Girls, if you're trying to get a guy, making yourself look like a stick figure thin model is not going to get us to like you. Any guy to like you, okay? Show them that you care about them. If you're going to want the relationship to work, it's going to have to go so far beyond the physical appearance and how they look. There's just so many ways to deal with the problems people face, and so many times people use the wrong option, and they regret it for the rest of their life. And it's a sad thing, and that one decision you can make can just ruin a life. maybe you may skip one meal too many, or cut too deep, or too big of a burn that's too serious. Whatever way you do whatever you do, it could just be one too many, or one step too far, and you can't take that back. And your life's gone. And sometimes you may actually want that to happen, but that's not an answer either. All that is admitting you've been defeated, which hurts worse than actually fighting for it. Defeat is always worse than going through the fight. That's just a fact. If you're feeling suicidal, do whatever you have to do to get rid of those feelings. Talk to a friend, a therapist, a counselor, teacher, principal, parent, next door neighbor, okay? Just talk to whoever you need to. Do whatever you need to make yourself feel more confident about yourself. Because 8 times out of 10, even more than that, if so, it's because a person feels insecure about themselves and they feel so beaten down that they feel they're not worth anything in this world. Which obviously, if we're in this world, we're here for a reason. Okay? Since nothing is worth taking a life over. Yours, someone else's, it doesn't matter. Violence is never an answer. It's a fact. Okay? It's an option, but it's not the right option. Okay? And you don't want to go down that road. Okay? For somebody at school bullying you to the point that you feel that you're not wanted around anymore, or you don't fit in, and it's because you're different than that one person, there's always going to be somebody that is like you, that understands you, and will help you. Okay? You got to find that person at whatever it takes. Just never use violence to find that person. Okay? The world may seem like it's a terrible place to be, but once you look past the terrible things, it's a pretty good place to be. I'm happy here. Why can't you be? If you're just feeling like you're not useful, or you're just a useless person, go out and do something. I mean, mow some yards for people that can't. I mean, if you want to feel even better, don't take money for it. That's the best way, because then you feel like that person needs and wants you around, and you have that at least one person that you know that enjoys you being on this earth. I mean, just the old couple down the street who can't mow because they have too many problems, joint problems. Just they can't. And walk up to him and say, "Hey, I'll mow your grass for you. You don't have to pay me." And just keep doing that, and eventually you'll feel like you're needed. They may not have to say it, but you'll feel it. Okay? Or the person, the old, no, the guy down the street who hurt his back at work, say, "Hey, while you're hurt and you can't work, I'll mow your yard for you to keep it looking nice." You're making the room more beautiful. You're appreciating your own work, and you're helping somebody that needs the help. And there's 3 things that to make yourself feel better. If you're wanting money, get an actual job. But do things outside of that job that people need that will make you feel better about yourself. A sense of responsibility is the best way to enhance one's self-esteem. It's been proven, it's a psychological fact. Now, if you're not doing so because you had something happen to you, abuse of some kind, whatever, if you're feeling down, like you need drugs, you need to make yourself throw up, you need to hurt yourself, and it's not because you feel like you're not wanted, it's for some other reason. You're always going to find something to get over. Okay? Read a book, sit outside, look out at the places that are around you. I mean, shoot some archery or something, that's what I do. Music, books, read, write. It can all help you beyond ways that you can understand. It just takes your mind off of it, so you're focused on that. You're not focused on that need or want. to feel like you need to do something to yourself. That's the best way to fight those feelings. I mean, if you have a mental disorder and you have your go see a therapist, talk to a psychiatrist, get on some kind of medication, take it regularly. That's an important part, and you will get better. The best thing that you can do for yourself is obviously get better. Do whatever that takes. Okay, talk to somebody, see someone. I mean, it doesn't matter who it is. Okay? There'll be one person there who can help you. Your neighbor, your parents, little sibling, older sibling, teacher, best friend. I mean, it doesn't matter who it is. Okay? Write in a journal. Okay? I mean, and keyword is journal. Okay? If you're a guy and you think that it's like weird for a dude to write in a book on how he feels and how his day went, it's not weird. It's a great way to get your thoughts out. Okay? It will help you. There's always a better way to deal with your problems. Okay? And if your problem is cutting, yeah, it's hard to just stop. I understand that. I've been there. I mean, that's just something that you can't up and quit. But you know what? You can find the help to help you quit, okay? If, like, let's say you start to feel a need, you know there's at least one person that you can go up to and talk to about it, and they can help you feel like you don't need it anymore, follow that person up. If the person truly cares, they don't care what time it is, okay? They will get back to you as fast as they can. I mean, your life is important to at least one person. Even if that person is just a minor role in your life, you'll quickly learn that down the road they'll become the biggest person to your life. They will save it in some way, I promise you that. I'm really nervous. I'm sorry. If your problem is an eating disorder, there will always be one person that thinks you're beautiful. Okay? You don't need to starve yourself or make yourself throw up or whatever you do to make yourself look thinner, okay? There will always be one person that no matter what thinks you're the most greatest person in the world, will always love you, okay? Find that person, okay? The best relationships are the ones you never expect. Okay? So guys, be kind to a girl. You never know, like she could be the best thing in your life, okay? Or if you're a person who likes same sex, it's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. That's completely okay. The point is, you don't starve yourself or skip lunches or whatever for anyone. Girls, talk to a guy and get his trust. Okay? We're just like you. Okay? The only thing that separates us is an obvious one. And that's just a small thing. There's nothing wrong with who you are. Okay? You're perfect for somebody. You shall find that person and never give up on finding that person. If you're depressed, you may feel like the only way out of getting out of your problems is by just no longer being. That is not true. Any problem can be solved without violence, without hurting yourself, without hurting someone else, without having someone else have to hurt someone else. It's a chain reaction once you start it. And you know what? If you're not one of the people I'm describing, then you may be a cause. Okay? There's one of three people: the victim, the helper, the cause. Okay? If you're not the victim, then you're either a helper or a cause. If you're not helping anyone, that only leaves a cause. When you make fun of one person, even if you don't mean it to go any farther than that one person, or any farther than that at that moment, it carries on, and it just starts a chain reaction. That person feels the need to do something, and it either goes on to some other person, and that goes on to some other person. I mean, it's how rumors start, it's how problems get carried on, and it just makes life so much harder. So just don't do it in the first place. Save all the trouble from other people that it'll pass down to. I mean, how hard is it to not make a joke about one person? It's not that hard to do. I mean, for what, a 5-second laugh? I mean, what? Why would you do that? And if you're not the person that you have, and you have that person that's constantly wanting for you to help, if it becomes annoying, don't give up on them, okay? If they're coming to you so often to a point that you start to feel like you're not being helpful, they're just there to talk to you, just let them talk to you. Venting is the best way for them to get over it most of the time, okay? One every 3 has a major role. The victim, obvious, needs to get the help. The helper is the help, and then the causer, okay? As a person who has personally been on all 3, regretfully, unregretfully, and sadly, I've obviously made mistakes in my life. Everybody makes mistakes in their life. Nothing can change that. But you can do the right thing to fix those mistakes. Okay? I've made fun of people and I hate myself for it because I know what I was doing was wrong. And if I could apologize to those people, I would. But I can't remember, I haven't talked to them, and they won't come to me because they're too afraid. I mean, it's so hard to accept the fact when a person changes. I mean, the best way to avoid it is just accepting everybody for who they are. I mean, if somebody's a little different, don't make fun of them for being a little different. Embrace their differentness. You may find out that you like that different thing about them. You respect it. You find it interesting, cool, whatever your word you want to use. And they could end up being one of your closest friends just because they have that one thing that makes you different from them, okay? If everybody was the same, nobody would be special, and everybody's special. I guess my 3 major points in this are: there's no need for violence in any way, everybody is beautiful in their own unique way, and everybody is special. Okay? There's one thing that makes everybody different from everybody else. Okay? No 2 people will ever have something exactly the same. Okay? And when that does happen, the world will finally start to become a perfect place, which it will never be. I mean, in order for it to be perfect, it'd have to be so much fighting and violence. And once that world becomes perfect, it'll be the most boring place in the world. Boring place to be. Sorry about that. Like, if everybody was exactly the same, what would make you special? I mean, you would just feel like another clone of the kid sitting next to you. Okay? Or they sit here across from you. Because our differences is what brings us closer together. And I know I sound like I'm saying everything that people have always said before, but maybe hearing it from me, a younger kid, will perhaps maybe someday make it different. I don't know, I hope so. I want to make the world better, but we can only hope. Okay? Now, if your problem is drug abuse, the best thing you can do is just quit in any way that you can. Okay? Get your support group, have them talk you through it, have them help you, okay? They'll always be willing to help you if they're a good, true friend, okay? They're not going to leave you because you get cranky because you haven't had your cigarette for that day, or you haven't drank in the past week, and you feel like you need it, and you're starting to yell at them for no reason over the smallest things. They're going to accept that, okay? And if not, they're not a real friend, and they don't need to be in your support group, okay? Find the people that need to be in your support group and keep them around, okay? there's always ways to distract your mind from your problems, okay? Talk to somebody. If you can't find somebody to talk to, I have a page. It's called We're Better Than This. I'll explain what that means later. And if you need to, it's on Facebook. Find that page and message me, and I personally will respond. I promise that. Okay? I'll talk to anybody as soon as I can. Because I want to help you with whatever problem you have. And I can, and if not, I'll find somebody who can. Okay? If you don't feel comfortable with talking to somebody you know because you don't want to get spread around wherever you're at, talk to some person you've never met. It truly helps. Okay? I mean, online communities are great for that. I wish people would figure out that it's a good use for them, but it's not what they're intended for. It's just an uncommon use that works. It helps. Okay? So, I mean, anyways, as I was saying, we're better than this. What that stands for. It doesn't mean that we're better. It is a group that I have started, and it's for people who have these issues that I talk about. And basically, when I say we're better than this, I don't mean we're above anybody else. We're just as equal to them as anybody else is to us. Nobody's better than anyone. What it means is that we're better than the problems we face, and we can overcome them without using violence or things that can endanger our lives. Okay? If we were to leave this world today, there would be one person whose life would not be the same. At least one. Okay? And that one person's life would decrease if you weren't there. Okay? I know a lot of people think, oh, the world would be so much better without me, but that's not true. You're on this world for a reason. Okay? I mean, if you don't believe in a higher power, you still need to believe the fact that there's somebody out there who needs you. And you will always be able to find that person. And you'll be able to help them, and they'll help you back in return. So, if you need, on this page, it's a Facebook page, if anybody would have that, or use it. And it's, so far, it's a small start. It's a very new thing, so I'm hoping that it kind of grows after this. But anyways, you can talk to pretty much anybody on it you need to, okay? Right? The goal is to bring people that have these problems closer together so that they can help each other out. Because, I mean, the best people to give the best advice are the ones that have been through it all. I mean, if you can find somebody that's been through the same thing you have, they can help you. Abuse, drug abuse, suicidal thoughts, mental disorders, eating disorders, bullying. There's somebody that's been through that who can help you. I mean, unfortunately, they're an all too common thing for that to be true, but it's a true thing. But we're not better than anybody when I say we're better than this. We're better than what we have to do. Okay? We're better than skipping meals. We're better than hurting ourselves. We're better than people that bully. Okay? The words that hurt us. We're better than those words. We are better than the things that hold us back. Okay? They shouldn't hold us back. We should be able to overcome them with no problem. Thank you for watching this. I hope it helps.